Advanced grammar. Perfect tenses. Perfect tenses are used to express the completion of an action in relation to another point in time. Present perfect. 1. Example, I have visited Paris several times. 2. The action, visiting, is completed, but the time is not specified. Past perfect. 1. Example, she had already finished her work when I arrived. 2. It emphasizes the completion of an action before another past event. Future perfect. 1. Example, by next year, they will have completed their research. 2. It indicates an action that will be completed before a specified future time. Conditional sentences. Conditional sentences express a condition and its likely result. Zero conditional. 1. Example, if water reaches 100 degrees, it boils. 2. It presents a factual situation and its consequence. First conditional. 1. Example, if it rains tomorrow, we will stay indoors. 2. It expresses a possible future condition and its probable result. Second conditional. 1. Example, if I had more time, I would travel the world. 2. It deals with unreal or unlikely present or future situations. Third conditional. 1. Example, if she had studied harder, she would have passed the exam. 2. It talks about unreal past situations and their hypothetical outcomes. Subjunctive mood. The subjunctive mood is used to express doubt, wishes, suggestions, or hypothetical situations. 1. Example, it is crucial that he be present for the meeting. Here, be is used in the subjunctive mood to express necessity. Literary analysis. Analyzing short stories, poems, and excerpts from novels. Example, short story, analyzing the theme of isolation in Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale Heart. Example, poem, examining the use of symbolism in Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken. Identifying literary devices. Metaphor example, time is a thief stealing moments from our lives. Simile example, her smile was like sunshine on a rainy day. Symbolism example, the use of a white dove to symbolize peace in a poem. Exploring themes and motifs. Example, theme, exploring the theme of identity in J.D. Salinger's The Catcher in the Rye. Example, motif, identifying the recurring motif of light and darkness in William Shakespeare's plays. Vocabulary expansion. Academic vocabulary. 1. Example, using terms like paradigm shift and quantum leap in scientific discussions. Figurative language and advanced idioms. 1. Example, understanding the figurative meaning of break a leg in the context of theater. Prefixes, suffixes, and word roots. 1. Example, breaking down biology into bio, life, and ology, study, to understand its meaning. Reading and responding to literature. Discussing themes. 1. Example, discussing the theme of power in George Orwell's Animal Farm. Comparing and contrasting characters and settings. 1. Example, comparing the protagonists in two different novels and their impact on the story. Exploring different genres. 1. Example, analyzing the elements of tragedy in Shakespearean drama. Writing proficiency. Developing essays. 1. Example, crafting an essay on the impact of technology on modern society. Argumentative writing. 1. Example, arguing for or against the use of genetically modified organisms in agriculture. Research essays. 1. Example, investigating the environmental implications of renewable energy sources. Critical thinking in writing. Constructing arguments. 1. Example, building a persuasive argument on the importance of arts education in schools. Evaluating points of view. 1. Example, assessing different perspectives on the role of government in healthcare. Analyzing counterarguments. 1. Example, addressing opposing views on climate change and presenting a rebuttal. Public speaking. Delivering formal presentations. 1. Example, presenting research findings on the impact of social media on mental health. Debating skills. 1. Example, participating in a debate on the pros and cons of space exploration. Speaking confidently. 1. Example, expressing personal opinions on a controversial topic with poise and conviction.